Good morning. I thought we'd do my Saturday morning, and I'm thinking that I might do this on Saturdays, but don't hold me to it because, life. It's full of interruptions. But I'm going to give you a little Saturday morning garden tour. Come on along. This morning, the lake is so beautiful, and I think the midges are almost gone. But the garden is coming to life, and I thought I'd start in the back today with this gorgeous cherry tree that is almost finished. Look at how it is blowing its blossoms everywhere. This is a tree that I totally limbed up to expose these beautiful shapes. I just love this tree. But look at down below how it's mulching. It's mulching the grass, it's mulching the mulch, and it's just so beautiful. Everything is coming up except in our region. All of the grasses, the ornamental grasses, are taking their time absolutely everywhere, and everyone is saying the same thing. I know that they just need some heat. We had a huge rain last night, and it's supposed to be a really warm day today. So I'm thinking the next week is just going to kick everything into growing, and it's going to be great. So I'm seeing a few grasses that I don't want in the garden back in there, that I'll have to pick. But I have managed to plant. I planted all that salvia that I grew, so I'm very excited that it's living and it's growing, and I'm thrilled. And I probably planted it too close together, like I always do, and it's going to get really big. But hey, the allium are going to burst forth in the next couple of weeks. So here's my euonymus heart, and we have sprayed for scale. I've got to come in and do a really good shaping, but we're hoping that the middle of it rejuvenates. I'm going to give it a season before I do anything to it. But look at the Empress Wu hostas that are coming up. That one is coming up a little smaller as we go into the gate than that one over there. I think maybe it likes more sun, but it's okay. It'll do fine. So here between the rocks, I've been killing my back. I got all sorts of thyme, red thyme, woolly thyme, and a Scotch moss. And I've been dividing that up and filling all these little cracks. So it's quite muddy, and I'm looking forward to when that is done. I have 10 more containers to break up and to fill these crevices around the sandbox. And the children, they might kill it. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But it's okay if they kill it. I'd rather have them playing. Look at the columbine. The columbine is so beautiful. I just love the airiness of it. And then the allium, they're going to burst soon. They're going to burst soon. And these are huge. Now, the hydrangea. Isn't it amazing that hydrangea comes from nothing and grows so huge so quickly? I love it. I love the weaving nature of those spirea out there too. Oh, I don't know if you can see through the fence, but the blossoms from the cherry tree are just gorgeous. Everything is leafing. It's time to pay my grandchildren to come out and cut all the dead daffodils down. I think that's a job they could probably do. just cut off the flowers. These grasses are starting to come. They're getting a lot of heat here, probably off the deck. So they're starting to come. A few more of the salvia planted here. Hopefully the grasses don't overwhelm them. I think I underestimate how big the miscanthus gets every year. And I have fully planted the ground cover in between here. We had a glorious rain on Thursday night, and it was amazing. And just it's bringing everything to life. I didn't actually realize I had so many of those little purple flowers, grape hyacinth, but I'm really pleased. The rose is coming up. I'm still not convinced that this is the spot for it, because once everything's leafed, it's pretty shady here, so I may have to move it. That's okay. I had thought if this poor euonymus really does die, I could use its form to grow roses all over that fence. So I think that's a good compromise. So I did a little bit of fertilizing today. I fed the heuchera and the hyacinth, and not the hyacinth. There's the serendipity allium that I have wanted, and I'm so excited about. I was coveting that last year. This is just all growing in beautifully. So I'll take you down through the secret garden. So I've been planning up my pots. I realize that I am a much better perennial gardener than I am an annual gardener. So my pots sometimes suffer. But what I do sometimes is I simply go and get some splash of color in the middle of the summer and just bring it in. So here's my little shade secret garden. There's 2 Empress Woos there. If I want, I can divide one of those. I do have a spot that I'm thinking about putting one in the front, in front of Abigail's house. Look at how this is coming. The alliums are going to burst forth in the next week or 2. Actually, I think they're even starting. Yes. Yes, look at, there's color. Look at that one. They're starting. I have no idea if they're going to be big or small, but isn't that going to be great? And then I want the Japanese heuchera, the Japanese Hanakloa grass to take over. So the grass might take a few years to do what I really want it to do. So I may have to plant in between here some annuals once the allium are done. I will have to see if it's going to need something to tide it over. Okay, look. A random tulip is in this bed. Now, the donkey tail spurge. Hi, everybody. The donkey tail spurge. This is the spurge that found its way here. It threw its seeds out and decided it was going to live in all the crevices, which I think is absolutely great. I love it. I'm not even going to attempt to control that. Even landed in the planter box, which I cut back really hard, and it's all growing back. So that's wonderful. It's mixed in here with some creeping Jenny. You see the creeping Jenny. And then I've got my salvia again in there. I think it's going to be so great. There's my stash. Some coleus up there in the slight shade. I'm finding slowly places where I'm putting my pots. Every year it's slightly different. I don't quite know where they're all going to go, but the oak leaf hydrangea is leafing out. This is where I cut off the back of it so that this rose can climb up healthily, and I want it to be like way up there. I think that will be stunning. I don't have any idea. I've never grown roses before, so I have no idea how long they'll take. My one poppy that is growing so well, look at it, is finally loving its life. So I bought 2 other poppies to put beside it. We'll see if they survive. It's been 5 years for that one to decide it likes to live here. The peonies are coming. There's another one of those there's another one of those serendipity alliums. They bloom in August, so I'm really pleased about that. Salvia is coming. I watch a lot of gardening shows. I watch Linda Vodder. I watch Dig, Plant, Water, Repeat. And she's in California, so she is so far ahead. Sometimes it's like you watch it and you think, we're never going to get there. We're never going to get there, but we will. This is a plant that I overwintered, and I'm trying to make it live. I think I put it out a little too soon, so it's got a little bit of cold reaction, but I think she'll recover. This tree is coming back. I was worried that I had killed it. I think it's a Sambuca. I had killed it, but it is coming back. It is returning. The Joe Pye weed is coming. Love that plant. Big tip on that, when it gets to be hip height, just cut it back hard, and it will then double up all its shoots and stay lower. It got about 6 feet before and then flopped. So that was my tip. Here is the a climbing vine. It has lost me, but I did a few bits of pruning on this, and it's looking better than it ever has. Also, this tree kept it from getting lots of sun, but I do need to shade the roots. Look at all the ferns coming, and the hostas coming, and the gorgeous Bernera. I think I've said in a video before, these three are under this tree, apparently competing. These two, loving its life right there. I kind of wanted it to be all one row, but it is what it is. So this is where the Spurge originally was planted, and I thought that this was all little weeds coming up, but nope, it's the Spurge. So I'm leaving that and letting that come back, and if it comes back on its own, I think it'll have adapted to this spot and do really, really well. I've planted a few more wild rose heuchera in the garden. I just love the combination of the chartreuse of the Japanese grass and the wild rose color. It's all about color and form. Gardening is artsy. It's so artsy. The layering, the form, the depth of perception. We can do so many artsy things in the garden. Just planting a few. I don't know where this planter is going to go, but right now she's standing in the shade as the begonia. These big daddies are coming up. There are, from my neighbor, we've got some, I think it's yellow, and I've lost the name. You guys will tell me. But I've left a few to see if I like it in the back here. Usually I just pull it out and they live on the other side. Ragweed. Canadian ragweed. I've planted in Sunshine and Patience in this little spot as the allium ebbs, and I tried to save my dragon wing begonias, and they were doing great all winter long, and I think I put them out too early, but I think they'll recover. So they're a little ugly right now, but I think they'll recover, and if they do, they'll be gorgeous. If they don't, I have to go to the nursery. How sad is that? How sad is that? This is from my friend Jenny at Foxwood Gardens. They made that gorgeous planter. And my trumpet vine is coming in beautifully. I really had to prune that back so hard because there was a lot of dead. A little lone begonia. Maybe she'll fill it. This is where I planted some more heuchera. Oh, I just swallowed a midge. This is where I planted more heuchera. I have planted some azaleas here. As they grow, I can move the heuchera, but for now, they can give me lots of color. I've got little tufts happening of Japanese grass in here. I really want it to take off. So far, it's not. So I'm wondering about that. And I added 3 more heuchera here. The grasses out front here these are starting. I don't know why the grasses out back aren't. They have full sun. And again, I've thrown some heuchera in here. This is a wonderful climbing vine that I have no idea what color it is. My niece gave it to me, and I've got 3 sections of it throughout the garden, and we'll just see. I'm hoping that it climbs this and climbs up and over my artsy tree branch form that I don't know if you know the story. I found that on the side of the road, and I went in my pajamas in my husband's truck and then had to drive very slowly because I didn't bring anything to tie it down. And then the next day, my tenant, who was not my kids at the time, threw it over in trash, thought that it was something that had fallen, and I had to go retrieve it again. But now it's lovely and artsy, and the hydrangeas fill right up to here, and they just look so gorgeous underneath it. So all the hydrangeas, and this is my source of Japanese grass, and you can kind of see that last year I got right into this bed and divided it a bit, so it might suffer a little bit, but I think it'll come back just fine. This is my little English boxwood formal hedge and some hydrangeas, and we've put up, every year we put up in the front house, ferns. It's just so classic and so lovely. And this is where I either need something with height. There was a bush here last year or 2 years ago, and we took it down. So I either need something here with height again, more hydrangeas to fill as a mass, or that great big huge Empress Woo. What do you think? I need to know your opinion about the Empress Woo. The texture might be really cool. Down on the beach here, lilacs are a historical plant, and these are just coming into bloom. This year I will try to cut this whole thing down by 1/3. I did that in the last few years, but last year I forgot and I waited too late, and all this year's buds were on it, so I decided not to do it. And more heuchera. I've never done anything under that tree, and that's okay. I just mulch it. But there you go. There's a walk through the garden. Every week, I am so thrilled. So there you go. There's the check-in. And I'm actually approaching my backyard, so I'm gonna flip the phone and I'm gonna show you this gorgeous approach. Look at how pretty this looks coming up into the garden where the red bud is in full bloom. I love it. What a glorious shot. You know what? I'm gonna close the gate and I'm gonna approach it with the gate closed and see what we see. Okay, let's try it again. Have fun in your gardens. Have fun. So if somebody was visiting me, they'd come up to the gate and they'd look through the gate into the garden. Let's focus. Oh, I love this view. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you in Madison on Monday.